Yakumo is an exclusive line of aging and weathering products designed by Mig Jiménez in collaboration with the prestigious Japanese brand Mr.Hobby. Each set includes different types of products including filters, acrylics, and pigments used to apply the weathering process in 4 easy steps. Set A is dedicated to vehicles destined for the Western Front, with which you can accurately imitate the effects of summer dust or dry mud among others. Set B is designed for winter camouflage, where white has been applied over the original colors. Set C allows you to make effects of washes, dirt, and large accumulations of dust on Afrika Korps vehicles. Set D is a combination of general effects that can be applied to most of the German vehicles that served in World War II. In this example, you will see the Yakumo Afrika Korps set, used to weather a 1/48 scale Panzer III Ausf from Tamiya. Begin by priming in thin layers with one-shot gray. For the base color, the Atom Color Dunkelgrau RAL 7021 was used. After letting it dry for 2 hours, a generous coat of scratches effects was airbrushed over the whole tank. After 20 minutes, the whole tank was covered with Dunkelgelb DG1. Airbrush a thin layer without completely covering all of the small details. After 10 minutes, rub the surface with a brush dampened with water to generate chipping. Repeat the process on the most exposed areas. Over this work, a new layer of scratches effects was airbrushed. For the second color, Dunkelgelb from the Atom range was used. This is the exact shade used on the Afrika Korps vehicles. This time, all the nooks and crannies and small details were covered. Again, with a brush dipped in water, the surfaces were rubbed to bring back the old chipping and produce the new chipping. With these steps, you will obtain chromatic variety in the shades of the chipping. Weathering began with the sand filter, included in the Yakumo set dedicated to DAC vehicles. The filter was applied directly from the bottle with a flat brush to integrate all the previous effects. It is important not to puddle the filter in order to avoid the formation of a border. Continue with the next step, which will be the desert wash. Deposit the wash with a fine brush around all the details and nooks and crannies. Let the wash flow by capillary action. To work with all the effects that Yakumo provides, use the Yakumo thinner. After 15 minutes, remove the excess wash. The next effect will be added with the gray streaking grime. With a fine brush, draw vertical lines where you want to imitate streaking. Use a serrated brush dipped in thinner to blend the streaking. The more strokes you make with the brush, the finer the effect will be. Continue with the chipping color from the Yakumo Basics set, which contains commonly used products that complement all Yakumo sets. The chipping was distributed using the sponge technique. The less you load the sponge, the finer and more realistic the chipping will be. This process was carried out in different areas without exaggerating the effect. As with all the previous processes, also make chipping on the wheels. For the rust effects, another of the products included in the Yakumo Basics set was used. With a fine brush, apply the rust product directly from the bottle, focusing on the areas where you have accumulated chipping effects. Again, use the thinner to blend the effect. blend the rust, leaving different intensities in different areas. On the vertical areas, draw small streaks of rust by dragging the product downwards. The next step was to generate dust and earth effects with the product's light dust from the Afrika Korps set. With a brush, deposit the pigment in the areas where the dust tends to accumulate the most. The skirts were also thoroughly worked. To fix the pigments, place a few drops of thinner without touching the surface using a brush. Once the thinner has evaporated, you can touch up the pigment with a completely dry brush. For grease effects, earth and grime and fuel and oil from the Yakumo basic set were used. Deposit the earth and grime with a brush around the ring of the turret. Fix it in place, but this time with the fuel and oil, applied in the same way shown previously. Use a toothpick and a brush to make realistic grease splatters. Before it dries completely, turn the turret several times so that it makes the characteristic marks produced by movement. The tracks were worked with the same light dust pigment. Again, the pigment was fixed with thinner. Once dry, the pigment was removed from the areas most exposed to friction. Finally, with the pigment polished metal, rub the edges of the links to simulate polished metal. Find the full range of Yakumo sets available on our website, www.ammo.es. Discover all the possibilities that Yakumo offers in this excellent book. Mig Jiménez gives us an extensive guide of techniques and steps to get the most out of your Yakumo models. Discover many more videos on our YouTube channel. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and activate notifications. Thank you for watching.